Come in, Gwendolen. You can set those on the nightstand.
Grandma said to take 3 spoonfuls of each.
I'll get to those. No need to fuss over me. Now let's talk about far more important issues, like that fencing tournament. I hear you're competing.
Well, I signed up, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Nonsense. If it's Scott you're worried about, he's no bother. After all, I only learned that you entered after he complained about it all morning. Threatened, I'm guessing. There are many ways to win a duel. I, for one, have always been fond of...
Here we have our second choice on which pathway we want to head down. We can choose the option for bravery, wisdom, or kindness. I think that it's only a minor choice right now. There is some leeway in the first chapter on which route you want to take. I don't believe we are locked into a specific route until the second episode. But I am going to try to be consistent, so let's choose the act of kindness.
Treating my opponents with respect. You'll be surprised what opens up to you. A lovely fellow once told me the fastest way to anyone's heart is through their stomach. Speaking of, that reminds me of a story, one I know you haven't heard before. When I was a much younger lad, before I was a knight, before I'd been to Daventry, and even before I had seen a dragon. It's a tale about a tournament that changed my life. It is a long story, but I shall tell it briefly.
Well, Triumph, this looks as good a place as any to camp for the night. Let's rest up. We have a big day tomorrow.
After gracefully rappelling down the cliff, I welcomed the sight of an actual road, the first sign of civilization.
I believe that the word we're looking for here is ouch.
Daventry was just a few miles to the east. I'd read all about its wonders in my travel books. I couldn't wait to check out its famous, fantastical floating island.
We should head to the east, but one general rule of thumb when it comes to adventure games is that you always go down every other route first. So let's head west.
Grandpa, you can't leave Triumph.
Don't worry, Triumph can fend for himself. We've been through our share of sticky situations, but he always comes around when I need him most.
I wonder what kind of creature Triumph is.
I could have sworn the Parade of Hopeful Knights was scheduled for the next day. I should have been with them, marching with Triumph. It seemed my first few minutes in Daventry were off to a terrible start.
So, how did you catch up with them?
That odd horn seemed to be missing some sort of mouthpiece.
There is one big difference with this King's Quest compared to the originals. In this King's Quest, Graham is a stranger to Daventry and is visiting. In the original King's Quest series, Graham was actually from Daventry.
Strange tracks blazed a trail through the forest.
I have to say, this looks rather nice. Is that a bird down there? Hiya. Now that is quite a lovely view. It reminds me of Scotland. Well, certain areas of Scotland. Oh, hello. What's that in that tree? Let's go down and find out.
I wondered what those birds needed a toolbox for.
Alright, our job is done here.
Shame. The only tool left seemed to be a small hatchet. And no, Gwendolyn, before you start asking me thousands of questions about that hatchet, I did not go around using it on everything.
Well, that's not strictly true.
There was no reason to chop down that perfectly good tree.
I like how that hatchet has the tag for using responsibly. We will not be using it responsibly.
Seems like a waste of money.
Anyway, let's continue on. This frog is rather helpful, we just need to follow it through. Well, until we get across.
That wheel seemed freshly broken. The wheel was already broken. No sense rubbing it in.
Stand back, you dirty thieves! Wah! Oh, it's just a boy. Don't know where he's from, but it must be hard to pronounce. You know, you should never sneak up on a guy in a dangerous place like... Oh! What's wrong with your foot? Probably stepped on a spiniferous thornweed. Don't worry, I got just the fix for that. Tell me, is it more of a... Ow! Or a... Oh! Either way, the Merchant of Miracles has got you covered. But it'll cost you. I've risked my neck to forage the most rare, miraculous, mysterious, and oftentimes delicious ingredients. Ah, here it is. I massage this into my skin twice a day, and just look at my little biscuits. Well, now that I've mulled it over, you'd better not. It might stunt your growth. Ooh, such exquisite material. Hey. I knew you weren't from around here. Well, you best get going. Nobody likes a late night. Oh, wait. You're stuck here with me. Every bridge in is out, and my shortcut had a few shortcomings. I swear that rock leaped straight out of the water. Now I'm stuck here with no wheel, a lost toolbox, and Mr. Fancy Cakes. Say, I'll bet a fine, strapping young man like you could help me fix up this wheel. Yup, you help me fix my chariot, and I'll give you a lift to the tournament. Hopefully no one else notices your horrible lack of punctuality. Oh, how rude. Do you have any questions for me?
Could you repeat that?
Try to keep up, son. Bridges out, failed shortcut, flying rock, wheel broke, be a strapping lad, get tools, fix wagon, get a lift to the tournament.
Yes, sir. And it seems like he is a bit of a master thief. He was able to pick our pockets
Just a little oop here, a little elbow grease there, and that's it.
with very little effort.
Find me a wheel, boy. Anything big and round should do the trick. What happened to the rest of my tools? My wheel mending kit was in that toolbox. You expect me to fix this wheel with only a hatchet? Hatchets are for destroying, not for fixing. What kind of game are you playing here, boy? Oh, I know. Maybe I could use this blade to chisel a wheel out of driftwood. Or perhaps I could cut down a rubber tree plant and weave myself a wheel. You are not going to last 3 seconds in that tournament with that kind of stupid dream logic. Tell you what, you can keep my hatchet, but please bring me a real solution. You know, like a wheel, big, round, rolling, a wheel that goes here, like those.
Alright.
Oh, can I pet your goats?
Stay away from my majestic unicorns.
Unicorns? Are you sure?
Get that blade away from my unicorns. I'm warning you. Hey, stop it! Those unicorns may look cute and cuddly, but they are ferocious fighters when provoked. You do that one more time and I won't be able to quell Mr. Fancy Cake's vehement temper.
Yeah, if we tried one more time, then bad things will happen. I'll show off what happens in a separate video. For now, let's move on.
What? Huh? How did I get onto this? We are not supposed to be in this part of the story yet.
Where did that river lead to?
That is a story for another day.
Yes, this is not the correct pathway. It is indeed linked to a later chapter. It's meant to be a secret pathway and it is tied to an achievement. And so is the attempted murder of Mr. Fancy Cakes as well.
If we just move this over to the left, right there a little more.
Perhaps there was a wheel on the other side of that river. Too bad I couldn't swim.
How did you get across that river?
That is one efficient hatchet.
That missing wheel had me stumped. I had to go out on a limb to get past the root of the problem.
Grandpa, your infamous puns are not my favorite.
What's the matter? You don't like the timbre of my voice? You'll warm up to the puns.
These are terrible.
Are these owls? This looks like it leads back to where we met the dragon. We can sort of make our way through these thorns, but we will end up dying if we try.
An overgrown patch of spiniferous thornweeds obstructed a path to the water well.
The well with the ginormous dragon in it?
Perhaps.
So let's move on. Actually, I wonder if we can use the hatchet here. I don't think I've ever tried, to be honest.
I tried to chop down those thornweeds, but my tiny hatchet was ineffective. I would need a bigger, sharper blade.
Alright. Maybe we will return here later. Who knows? Are those scratches on that door? They look like rather large claw marks.
The town square was eerily quiet. Was I the only person in Daventry not at the parade?
We have 3 buildings that we can enter, and once again these are linked to the 3 different pathways that we can take. Let's explore the blacksmiths first.
Looked like a blacksmith shop of sorts.
Now this one is linked to the path of bravery, and as you can see there is a rather large wheel on the wall. Sorry, a rather large shield on the wall that could be used as a wheel.
That sign was asking for tips, and there was a metal pan to collect coins.
So we can take this shield if we want to, but this is not the pathway we are going down.
And then you scooped up all the weapons, right? Right?
No, Gwendolyn, I didn't. I was looking for a wheel, not a fight.
We will leave that shield there and move on to the next building. Now I believe this is an alchemist's lab, or some sort of potion shop at least.
I stumbled upon some kind of curiosity shop. Against the knickknacks was a little collection tray with a sign asking for tips. Nothing seemed to be brewing yet.
And if we want to go down a pathway of wisdom, we can steal this table. Well, the top of the table. It is big and round after all. And now we are going to go to the baker's.
A bakery. And it smelled delicious. The delectable goods looked tasty, but I couldn't compete in this tournament with a full stomach. That sign was asking for tips, and there was a metal pan to collect coins.
There was a clue when we were speaking to Gwendolyn, as apparently the pathway to kindness is through someone's stomach.
Ah, I didn't see any reason why that stale bread wouldn't work for a wheel.
I can see many reasons, but this is someone's imagination in an adventure game. I have seen people put down full ladders, well, put full ladders down the trousers, should I say, in previous adventure games. Now, we don't have to leave a tip. Whether we do or not depends on some matters later on. I mean, we have, well, we do have some coins. Let's leave them a tip. There is some negative consequences if we don't.
I decided to leave some coins for the bread.
Alright, we have our wheel. We don't have to close the door. Just like with not leaving a tip, there.
Ah, a shortcut.
Thank you very much. Just like not leaving a tip or leaving a tip, it will affect certain things later on, one way or another. But we are going down the path of kindness, so we'll try to leave things as we found them. And leaving a tip is always
Do
a
I really have to hear the story about how you took forever to tiptoe across that fallen tree again?
No, I guess not.
I should learn to not do actions while I'm talking. But yes, leaving a tip is also an act of kindness.
Just a little oop here, a little elbow grease there, and that's it.
Alright. We are done with this area for now.
I thought this might do the trick.
Lovely choice, boy. And thank the Yarblesnoofs, this bread is beyond stale. Hopefully it didn't pay too much. You have a face that just screams overcharged. I've got just a fix for that, too. But we have important tournament business to tend to, and I think this'll do the trick. Ooh, I'll just need to start locking my unicorns up at night. Mr. Fancy Cakes has a nibbling problem. All right, off we go. Oh, wait, before my mind slips, I was able to procure an entrance ticket to the tournament. Since you so graciously found me a wheel, I am more than willing to sell it to you at a reasonably discounted rate. Are you interested?
We don't have to buy it, but why not? He has a kind face. Well, he has a face.
Oh, sounds good. I love a deal.
So do I, boy, so do I. If I see one, I'll let you know. Here you are. Now, let's Vamanusi from this Meadowland, Mr. Fancy Cakes. It is go time.